who remembers how to factor? Anybody remember how to factor? If I just looked at I'm gonna take my Post-it and I'm gonna cover up the bottom of this. If you're a person, by the way, and you get to a good stopping point in the quiz, you're like, I really need to just visit this on Friday. Today's not my day. That's fine too. Just put it in the tray with your name and I can give it back to you. But yeah, if I cover up the top, does anybody see a greatest common factor between 10 and 60? Anything we could divide those by if we wanted to factor them? 60 divided by 10 is 6. Yeah. So we could divide them both by 6. That sounds going to be interesting in the back of my video. It kind of makes sense, you know, they have to work during work hours for them. So I can handle it. It's a little weird, but so I'm going to break this down into 2 problems, top and bottom, and then anything after you factor that you see like on the top and the bottom, you can cancel it out, which is the only new thing. So if I divide the first one by 10, what do I get? Anybody know 10 divided by 10? 1. Good. Yep. So I could just write n. And then Taylor already said 60 divided by 10 is 6.
Explain to Jenna her test.
On her review, and then she can get the test back. But guys, we reviewed that all together today. So we really need to like focus in during reviews. Just come on Friday. Just come on Friday. Do it Friday. Well, I was telling her to come on Friday, but yeah. Because what I usually do is if I give someone a small hint, and you might notice this, I know a few of you guys have asked for hints before, I take points off of it. I know some of you guys, you might want to be teachers, maybe, or you just want to be helpful because you hate seeing a fellow person struggle. I get that. But I can't really be like, hey, if M's helping Sean, I can be like, hey, just make a mark on there because I want to stay consistent. So if I give a hint, I know how many points I'm taking off. That way I'm not grading, Calvin more harshly than M, or, Taylor more harshly than Sean. I like to stay consistent with those things. So does that make sense? Yeah. And if you want to make that another practice exam and just go through it with her, I'd be okay with that as long as you get the notes and then she can just do another version. It's super easy for me to hit. All I have to hit is one button and it'll regenerate the whole quiz and give me a whole brand new quiz for you if you'd like. So I get it. Sometimes you just need a little extra support. So if that helps you out for today, come in Friday, take it when you actually feel ready. Sounds good to me. I do have to put a 10 out front here. So that's how that works. GCFs always go out front. That's just how we do. And then the bottom you have to factor as well. So pretty much it's going to be stuff you already know how to do. But if you weren't really strong at factoring before, just ask questions as you have them and we'll make sure you understand. Anybody got questions on how we factored the first one on the left? I have to move this down for a second. So we're going to take the bottom and we're going to factor that one. So is there a number that goes into the 3 of those? Oh, okay.
It's 2 parentheses.
Show them how you divide it by 2 first. I know that you can do this part in your head, but just for them that might need to see it. What did you get when you divided 16 by 2?
8n.
Okay. Awesome. Good.
And then I got 12.
Good.
And then you put your parentheses in the 12.
So, perfect. Would it help if I put a line between these 2 for you guys? Is that a little better? So you guys see that Mac divided them all by 2? Any thumbs down on that? Like I didn't see that. Okay. So do we have to go further with it or is it good to stop here? Can we break it down into two parentheses? Do we know numbers that multiply to 12 but add to 8? Give me a set of numbers that multiply to 12. Anybody? Any numbers that multiply to 12 you guys know? Okay, so we could try 4 and 3. So if you do a little big X thing, if we put a 4 and 3 here, we are so close. They multiply to 12, but do they add to 8? No, so we gotta try a different one. What other kind of numbers can we try? Okay, 6 and 2, will that add to 8? All right, looks good to me. Perfect. So if you look at this, is there anything that repeats on the top and the bottom of your fraction or your bar? Any repeaters, anything over here that you see over here on the right side? That's like, not looking. I was like, no wonder you can't see what repeats. You're not looking. The n plus 6. Okay, very good, very good. I know some people are like, I'm just trying to take my quiz. Like, oh yeah, of course. Help yourself.
Thank you.
I just use them to give it a little bit of color pop. You know, I just think it's pretty. Oh, you just need one?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I got a whole bunch of these Post-its if you guys run out of paper and you want to just stick them on your paper. They're in that little glue crate thingy by the lamp over there. So yeah, if you see a repeater, you can cross it out. And when you go to write your final answer, you're gonna put the 10 on the top and the 2 and the n plus 2 can go on the bottom. Anything that's like leftover. Anything that's the same, it has to be exactly the same, like 100% the same stuff. This is not the same as this because it's got a 2, so we can't, you know, cross it out. All right, so your final answer is just gonna be 10 over 2 parenthesis n plus 2, because we got our leftover 10 on the top and our leftover 2n plus 2 on the bottom. You guys see where that came from? I'm removing my Post-it.
Okay.
Leftovers. I can probably fit this on my paper without needing to write on a Post-it, but so anything that's left stays on the bottom or top. I'll just put this off to the side. Any questions on that one? It's a little messy. Just a little bit. Oh yeah, go for it. Oh, gotcha. From this to that. So we're kind of just looking for numbers. That's a really good question, Calvin. We're kind of just looking for numbers that multiply to 12 but add to 8.
I'm coming early. I'll still school. I just.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're fine. You're good. No problem.
I got it.
You're fine. Don't worry about it. No stress. No stress. So Calvin asked a really good question. Is where do the numbers come from? So you want to find the numbers that multiply to 12 but add to 8. So 6 and 2 multiply to 12 and add to 8. The reason we can't do 4 and 3 is because unfortunately they only add to 7.
What about the 10?
Oh, the n's? Just because n times n is n squared. So we add the invisible 1 exponents to get the 2. Oh, gotcha. Like, why don't we, or where does that go? If you were to multiply this out, n times n is n squared. This would multiply to 2n, this would multiply to 6n, and that would add to 8n. So that's why you don't have to put more n's in there. So if you were to do your first, outer, inner, last, like the FOIL, it would go from here back to here. So you're just breaking it down into its most factorable state. Good questions. I like that. That's really good. They help us learn. That's very good. Really good. Yeah, and if you like, some of you guys like might be like, well, I had a question kind of like Calvin's, but I didn't know how to say it, or I didn't know how to put it into words. Just say like, where did that come from? Like, where'd you get that? You don't have to use a lot of math words to ask a question. So, good job. Very nice. Anybody know what the greatest common factor of 12 and 12 is? What can I divide both of these by if they both have a 12 in them? Even bigger. If they're both 12s, you can divide them both by 12. Mhm. 12x divided by 12 is 1x, or just x. And 12 divided by 12 is 1. And like my friend Mac told us earlier, what do we have to put on the outside? Whatever we divided by. Make sense so far? Okay. I need a different color pen for the other one. What goes into 28 and 32? Is there a number that we can divide both of those by? 4. So 28 divided by 4, I think it's 7. Anyone know 32 divided by 4? You guys must have had some food that made you sleepy over lunch. You want to just check in with Lindsay before you go to, since she already knows what's going on?
Yeah, she knows.
Okay. I understand what you're going through. You're good. Just make sure she knows so she can update your attendance and stuff. Yeah. I get it. That sounds hard for sure. So you got the top and the bottom. Does it look like anything's the same to you? No. So this one's kind of special, okay? So you're gonna take the top and the bottom and you're gonna write it out. And I think I have enough space. Do you guys want me to do it down here or over here? Does it matter? Just wherever. Okay, I'm gonna squeeze it here. So if I put this stuff on the top and I put this stuff on the bottom, if nothing cancels, but you can like reduce, then you want to reduce. So does anyone know if 12 over 4 reduces or divides?
If what over what?
12 over 4.
It's 3.
So we can just put a 3 at the top. Okay. Yep, you got it. Okay, so that's the answer. You don't really have to rewrite it unless you really want to. You can make it 3 parentheses x minus 1 over 7x plus 8. Can you guys tell that's a 7, not a 1?
Yeah. I wasn't able to use those earlier because the whole bathroom was crowded with people.
No,
It was
it's the
so
worst.
irritating.
Feel that. Alrighty. I probably don't have to do all of these to get you guys to your practice, but some of them have a letter in both of them. So they're a little trickier and I just want to make sure you feel comfortable with it. So if you have a problem that has like multiple X's in it, you got to be careful to factor out the X as well. So for number 3, if I'm looking at the top and I'm trying to factor it, this one's a little harder. I don't know if any of you guys remember, but if it's got X over here and X over here. Perfect, good. Wow, see, you guys proved me wrong. Anybody else remember about the X, if it has an X in both? It's been a hot minute since we factored. It really has been a while, hasn't it? So why'd you take out a 3? Mhm. Good, good. Do you guys know what you would get if you divide by 3? Perfect.
And
No, you're doing good. I was thinking, man, I should have had you teach this lesson. You're on fire today.
8. That's 8, so 9.
There you go. Good job, though. That was really good. So you're looking for, you always look for greatest common factor first. Now, how do you know if you do a big X versus like what numbers multiply to? If there's not 3 things, you're not gonna do the big X. So if you don't have 3 numbers all in a row, that's one way you can think about it. Is she about done with her? Okay, cool. Then you can catch her up on the note sheet. Does she have one? Just don't be loud during my notes, okay? Ashley, you need a note sheet though. I'll leave it right here. Yeah, go for it. Feel that I gotta hydrate myself too. I gotta drink some water. You gonna bring her one? Will you show her how to do the first 2?
Sir, yes, sir.
I've upgraded from ma'am to sir, guys. I guess that's my upgrade now. He did 2 quizzes today. I'm pretty proud of him. You guys feel okay? I'm factoring the bottom part. We good with that? We feeling, and Sean, you guys doing good? I know you're with me. You feeling all right on it? You're like, I just need reminded, Miss Amanda.
Yeah.
I know, once it comes to period 3, I know we all get real tired. And I know my friend Taylor did 2 quizzes today, so his brain's probably a little tired. Ashley, if it doesn't make sense after Max shows you, let me know. All right, so it's kind of nice to have little helpers. This is good. Now, a few of us can identify the GCF. Do you guys know what number 9 and 3 divides by? What number goes into 9 and 3? Between the 5 of us, I guess, because you're just helping her out, right?
Yeah.
Sean, do you know what they divide by? What 9 and 3 divide by? You want to just take a guess? You got it. Do they both divide by the smaller number by chance? They do. Let's check it out. So we're gonna see if 9 divides by 3 and then a 3 divides by 3. Well, we know that one.
3 and 1.
Yeah, see, that's all you gotta do. Do they both have X's?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're just gonna put a little X with it. There you go, that's it. And you said 3 and 1, right?
Yeah.
So 3 and 1. That one still has an X squared over X. So we're gonna put a little X with it just because it has an extra. And then this is your top, this is your bottom. You see anything repeating there that could be crossed out? Oh, you see it? Okay, good, good. Both of you got it. Very good, Ivy and Sean. Nice, very good. Hey, I'm just glad you guys are getting it. The factoring stuff gets a little tricky for people, so that's good. All right, so just write your final answer and you're done for that one. So what's the leftover that's on the top? What's left over on the top part? Anybody got, you got it? 5x minus 9, okay. We got the leftover on the bottom. Good job, Ivy. You guys feel like you're starting to get the factoring stuff? You're remembering it? You good? How about you, Ashley? I know you're jotting down the notes real quick, but do you remember factoring? Or do you want to try one on the board like number 4? You sure? You want to do it with me? We can do it together. Teamwork makes the dream work. Teamwork makes the dream work. Okay, we're gonna teamwork out this one. Hello? How's it do? Oh, Jenna went first. Okay. All right, guys, let me do a few more note ones and then you can get on your worksheet. I'm seeing a lot of phones out today. Remember, I don't take those, but if it seems like it becomes a problem, then I gotta talk to your coaches about it. So let's put them up. All right, we're teamwork in this one. We got this. So what number can I divide all of these by? Or is it even possible? Who's gonna take the first step for me? We could have probably most of us do this step. Most of us should feel confident. Oh, you're gonna make me pick. Okay, Ashley, what number did these divide by? Okay, I divided by 4, 2, or 6, or 1, or something. Did you say it? All right. This is gonna be good big X practice for someone. It's gonna be good big X. I'm getting myself tongue twisted. So what numbers multiply to 2 that add or subtract to 3? Who wants to take the second one? If you know you need big X practice, this is a good time. Ivy's like, I want to say it, but I don't know if I'm right. What are the only 2 numbers that multiply to 2?
2, 1.
There you go, right? So everybody should know how to factor this one. So 2 and 1. How would I get them to be a -3? So 1 has to be plus, 1 has to be minus? That wouldn't give me a +2 though. Ashley, what do the signs have to be if I want them to add to a -3? Give Ashley a little poke. Oh, she hears me. Ashley, what do the signs have to be to add to a -3? Sorry, Ashlyn, I didn't mean to confuse you. Not quite. So if I owe you $2 and I borrow another one, I'll be in debt $3, right? There you go. Good. Okay, what do I have to put out front, Mac? It's my GCF. Guys, I'm gonna start having to message all the coaches about the phones being an issue in here.
No, I just didn't hear what you said.
Okay, well, yeah, the phones, guys, it's getting really,
What we factored out? Oh, it's 2 on that side.
yeah. And I know some of you guys can multitask and do both. It's gonna be a little embarrassing to me if I get observed and I have to remind people about that. So I'm trying to get you in the habit of, like me, I got mine right here, but it's just in case there's an emergency or if I have to text real quick, Miss Danielle or something, like it's just a real quick, I like to have it there. But just, you got this, like make this your job when you're here and you'll do fine when you'll do fine. So we got back to the bottom part, 3v minus 3. You guys seem to be getting the hang of it. So I'll probably do this one and then you'll do the back ones on your own and turn it in, okay? That'll give us 20 minutes to do the 6 on the back. Factor out a 3, good. All right, what are we gonna get if we factor out that 3? Good. What do I have to put out front of that v minus 1? So 3 parentheses v minus 1. Is there anything that you see that should cancel? All right, very good. Nice work. Was that you, Ivy, or you, Mac? That was good. She's like, yeah, that was me. That was me. See, that's what I like to see, you guys rocking it. Coming in after a long weekend, being like, I can do this. I can factor. All right, so what's gonna be left over on the top? What are we gonna write on the top of this thing? What's our leftovers? After you cancel your stuff. There's no X in there. Oh, you're talking about you can think about it however you want to. Oh, see, just as you shut the door, that happened. Where'd my mask go? Are you gonna get it for me? I think I actually misplaced it. Well, I don't care if you obviously choose to eat or whatever, but just make sure you guys you're good. Whenever whatever those 4 you didn't get down, I'm gonna leave it up here. Those 4 need to be done. And then in order to get your classwork point for today, can we bring this home? No. If you're absent, like, you know, there's a couple days that Taylor is absent, he asked for the copies, and I said, sure. It's one thing if you're gone, like, you know, Ivy's missed a day or 2 and she's asked for her work. That's different. That's fine. Or like if Calvin asks for something. But if you're in class, it's like going to work. Just do what you need to do and get it turned in. So I'm gonna have you guys work on the 6 on the back, all 6 of them. I'd like you to either work very quietly with one person or work, you know, on your own, obviously very quietly, it's just you. But if there's a problem, we'll have to go in the corners and work on our own. I hate to be that person, but let's make it happen. Taking it for a grade, whether it's done or not. I'm gonna leave that up there for those of you who need to copy down those last ones. The ones on the back, the same practice, yep. I gotta, see, insurance not really that much. Gotta get our stuff done, make some issues, so I don't have to follow. Yeah, because it's not just, you know, it's not just parents, it's me, as my job as a teacher, what I'm gonna do is make sure you're successful. It's a two-way street. They do, Lindsay was with Michael. Can you go ahead and knock out the other side of that? You need a binder to write on so you don't. Or a little whiteboard. Do you need this anymore? Well, when I give you papers back, I would bolt punch them and put them in there. Are you getting the back today? We don't have much time. I'll do tomorrow. Well, we need to put this in there. Or we can get it in. I'm doing like turning. I have you guys like turn them in at the end of the day every day, and then I try to get it back on Monday or Tuesday. So the whole bunch. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch. I should be started with that. That's really good at factoring. Why don't you guys go on to the worksheet together? How are you feeling on factoring? I know you missed some of the notes. Do you need to copy down on that paper? When let me make sure that one's good and then I'll. I don't know what's there. That's perfect. So you'll just do like n plus 9 and n plus 3. Yeah, so you'll do that with 2 parentheses things. Correct. Yeah. So the n squared goes away and becomes like this. I would make it n plus 9. You could do 9 plus n. Like it doesn't really matter which way you do it. Yeah, and then I would do n plus 3. I think you're actually pretty good. And then you could just cross the n plus 9s out. Yeah. Do you need that paper up there, or would it be okay if I give it to Jenna and then you have a question? Okay. We try. Let's do this real quick. Ashley, I know you haven't read through morning and stuff. You feel okay with everything? You're pretty good at factoring. Back to the top, back to the bottom. That's a lot of stuff. So for this one, I divided the top and the bottom by 10. Oh, I didn't write that one out. This one should look like this. I know the clock is not updated, guys, but you really don't have a lot of time, so let's get grooving and moving. And then the bottom, we divided them all by 2.
No.
Or you don't do the big X, right? Oh, you do, okay, so it should be n squared plus 12. So then they told me that 6 and 2 multiply by 12. So I think we did it like that. The 12 goes on the top, but it goes on the top. Correct, because the top one's already simplified. Yeah. That works,
My
yep.
brain was
No,
like-
you got it. So then it's just n plus 6 and n plus 2.
Not right now, but like.
I didn't even realize 10 divided by 2 is 5, so they could have made number 1 5. Right?
That's it.
Yeah, so that one would be 10 parentheses n plus 6 over 2 well, the top was this. So you factor the top, you factor the bottom. So that's the top, that's the bottom. But then these two. you cancel each other out. And we divided the bottoms by 2 at first, right? So it should be a little 2 up there. So technically you could cross that and make it 5 on the top. I missed that last step on there. Do you need to write these down first and then give it to Jenna, or do you care if you're probably fine with that to look at it and exactly. Hey guys, let's come back to our seat. Now, you worked really well with Jenna. I think you're getting yourself distracted. Doesn't look like we're helping Ashley very much. She's over there like, I'm trying to work on this.
Yes. I told you. I told you.
I told you. You could divide both of those by 6n. I didn't realize I put a negative one on there.
Does it come like,
I'm happy to skip that one.
Great.
Guys, cross out number 3, so you actually only have 5 problems to do. I'm sorry, that one was weird.
This one?
Mhm. Number 3.
Which one's 3?
Yep, there you go. Ashley, I'm coming over. You want some help? Just want to get comfortable for a second, are you? You're factoring like pro, right? You want a whiteboard? Oh, you have one. So do you know what those top ones divide by? So you could divide all the top ones by 2. And you got it. And if they don't all have the variable, you're just gonna leave the variables as in 12 and. Yep. So you're gonna do your big X from there. You have to do your big X on the board, do you have the space? Oh, do the bottom first, yeah. So you're gonna find a GCF for the bottom one. Okay, so you got it. I was like, well, I'm back here, let me know, I can still help you. Yes, I will. So now, you're going to do your big X on the top one. So you're gonna find numbers that multiply with 27.
Did you get
divide
it?
by 12.
Don't worry.
Exactly. We're gonna do it now, I do not want to use that. Yeah. And anytime it's 3 terms, you typically have to do the big X. Yeah. All right. Question? Maybe we'll get to that part. So you can factor that one further, because it has a square. So anytime you have this squared, you can find the numbers that multiply to 27 without 12.
So.
Yes. So you have to make sure they're opposite. The last one goes on the top. The last. Yeah, like you. Put it on there so you can.
I'm gonna see a picture.
Okay, okay, cool. So you factor the top, you factor the bottom, then you just cancel it out.
Yeah.
I told him just do this 5 and put it in the tray. I know you were doing it, but it's just a test, the speed that you can on, so it's- Do you have questions? You got all the notes done, you seem like you're okay with the factoring?
I feel like I'm good with it. I just have something to work on.
Are you okay, just like going back and forth a
Yeah,
little bit? I crossed this one out.
okay.
Maybe two, just like, if you don't like the flipping back and forth, just take a picture of the front page. and
Right,
wrap it
sure.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
that
you.
might help. You're welcome. You didn't have your hand up, right?
No, I was
Wait,
stretching.
just a minute ago. I don't know if that's. Yeah, I got you. What's it? I would just like to.
I got my-
Huh?
I got my.
That Little Caesars?
Yeah.
That is not authentic.
I know, but
That
my
fake
mom
ass
couldn't.
pizza.
My mom couldn't bring me my food.
My one was better than that.
Oh, keep the 5 on the bottom, right? Is your n plus 9. Okay.
I already discovered that I'm psychic.
Okay.
She's crazy. She scares me now.
I took a picture.
You're psychic because you got the phone? No, because I guess like the.
I didn't even get it.
Yesterday.
I'll let you open it.
Sometimes I go, I think they did this. I think you got it.
If you want.
Let's keep it going, guys. It's gonna be turning based on what you get done, so if you need to hang out a few during the break, I guess you might have to.
Miss Amanda.
Yeah, I'm gonna help out now.
Well, I was gonna ask if I could come in and do this on Friday.
I take a grade on what you guys can come through tests. Can't focus, find a way to focus. Really? They're not divisible by 3? You guys are so lucky. You guys are so lucky that Calvin helped me see my mistakes. 19 is not, is it? So I'm gonna let you guys have a hint. Actually, no, I'm gonna be nice because that's on the final. I'm gonna have you guys cross out 3 and 4. I'm being so nice. So if you get 3 of those done, you're already in mastery. So this one, the practice ones, yeah. I was like, guys, I said that like a new time.
This is on the other side.
That's perfect. Yeah. You do a really good job staying focused and getting it done. That is what I like to see. That is what I like to see. Getting it done, getting it done. Very good.
She calling y'all out, just saying.
Hey,
In a good way. I mean, if you don't want celebrated, I guess, then I. I don't know. When I do it, I just think it's a negative on the top. I think let's subtract 7. So like numbers that multiply to 30 but subtract to 7, that makes it easier for me. Because you know one's gonna be negative, one's gonna be positive. What about 10? It's 30 less than 10. Somebody, somebody?
Oh, wait, it's close.
Oh, yes. So over yonder can't be factored. What multiplies to 8 but adds to 9? What multiplies to 8?
Four or 8 more. Are the only ones like something.
I know 2 and 4 does not add for sure. You got it. And make sure you don't. So that way when you do your canceling, you don't forget about it, right?
So.
Yeah.
Plus one.
If the factor was was it a positive? Yes. Then you would. I forgot to tell them too, like if it reduces, like 10 divided by 2 is 5, and you can put a 5 on the side. Yeah, you got it. You don't have to if it's alone. Yeah. You got it. Is that okay? You got this. You got this.
You get the ones crossed out, and the doors crossed out.
You got it right so far, though.
You doing okay? Are you using the CPF out front? Is what I need to write by? Yeah. Yeah, so just making sure that you know how to do the cancel part. I know you were taking the test when I went over that. Where you cross them out if they match. Yeah. Okay.
Matches with that.
Yeah.
So that way, yeah.
You got it. You need help with the canceling part?
This would be 2 parentheses. You know, 2 parentheses after, yeah, so n plus 3 and plus 9. You don't really need the square anymore. Oh, that was enough. Yep. So now you see the repeater, you cancel out. And whatever's left over on the top is going to go in the copy of one answer. Okay.
You have enough of this files?
That's left over. Yep. Well, 10 since all of these divide by 3.
No, I'm not on this one, man. I'm still.
Oh. Just can't find your numbers?
Yeah.
Well, if it ends in a 0, what does it divide by? Divide by 10. Come on, you got this, and we're almost out of our time here. You got this. Try 30 divided by 10.
Just put it in the triangle.
Yes, you got it. Perfect. There you go. Yep. You guys can start to kind of stack up if you got your done. Just remember, I want you to put in the tray what you got done for today.
Did you get the thing?
Was that our last one?
No, the study guide and the review.
Wait, that's my geometry table. Welcome to my algebra 2 table. I don't want you to worry about unit 1 as much, only to start with unit 2, and not be able to perform that. And I have videos of all of this online. A lot of people think this is the test, but that one actually is. The version 2 is the test. This one's the review. Okay? Those are the 3 reviews. You're gonna work on those a bit. And then Friday, knock them all out.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right. If you need to stay a couple minutes to finish the practice section, that lamp does weird things, yeah.
Light bulb might be going up.
These are the table moves. Put it in the second track. Thanks for getting that done today. Very nice. I just do those daily grades to make sure you guys are actually, getting it. It helps me as a teacher to know, like, hey, they're getting it or they're not getting it, Kind of helps me, so that's why I do that. You can put it up there. Thanks for being willing to come on Friday to get some stuff caught up.
That's fine.
Wherever you put it.
Wait, it's not.
Hurry up.
God, she's so.
Actually, you were doing the test, so if you need to bring yours at fourth period and then bring it back to me, that's fine, okay?
Where's our girls go?
I want to bring it back up to Cheryl's class. You might be able to help with it. Yeah, she was a math tutor. Yeah, she went from like people's house, around people's houses.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I
You
think
can, you only have a couple left, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to bring this to the period board. So you-
Actually, I'm probably gonna focus on the stuff in her class, but.
Because you have to get caught up. That's fine. Just leave it in the front of the binder and knock it out first thing tomorrow. You don't mess around or anything, so
Yeah. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Have a good day.
You too. Just gotta do a quick spray down, folks. But you are welcome to sit down. I still have to spray down. He went and chatted with Miss Lindsay because he had to leave early. So he has to, I told him he has to, thank you for reminding me, I have to mark him as left early. But yeah, he said he was gonna touch base with her about what's going on. She already kind of knows about some of his personal stuff right now, but yeah, maybe just shoot him a text. He seems to be in a really rough place today. Yeah. Go chat with Miss Lindsay too. And be like, hey, I'm kind of worried. Like maybe he is still in her office too. He might still be in there. Oh man, I'm pooped today. How are you feeling? Oh my God, yeah, me too. I think I said I was gonna do a little review of our stuff. So that would be good. Were you here last week, Thursday?
Not Thursday.
Not Thursday, but the other day. Good. So I'm still going, I'm going over what I did on Thursday. So that'd be good. I had my first class do a small quiz and even the people who were gone Thursday said they felt okay. So. Feel so bad for her coach. How'd she sprain her ankle?
Oh, she was on a date and
She's on a date?
yeah, she's on a date. And she went to Grace Dates and not even like 5 minutes of her like being on the skating rink, she fell.
Oh, poor thing. Oh my gosh. That's terrible. Well, she left an impression.
I mean, to be fair, he did say that he could skate and he could not skate.
Oh, so he wasn't probably very helpful.
Yeah, no, he struggled to say it himself.
Oh, my God.
I thought it was funny. I was like, yeah, no. Trying to be a show off, and then he can't even skate.
That's funny.
Have they been dating for a while?
Oh, like a month now.
Okay, so
I'm like, it's longer than.
probably wasn't that embarrassing if you're with someone that you've been with for a little bit.
It's a little cold in here. Just a little bit. I think this one. No, I don't think anyone's experienced. This is like my pet peeve. Don't want it. This you want, you agree, this is this, like. That's kind of how we're getting thinkers now, you know, people who just stuck around, but they're like 4, so. You know, I'm kind of mean sometimes, I don't mean to be like that, but.